Imagine you are living in the year 1348, right in the heart of 14th century England. You are somewhere in the rural countryside, in a village where your family's entire world is defined by the dirt they plow and the hunger that never quite leaves their bellies. You're 12 years old. You're eye-catching, which in the 14th century is just code for your father's retirement plan. Your house smells like stale beer and desperation. You don't have a childhood, you have a list of chores and a father who views you as a curse disguised as a daughter. One day, he signs a parchment, and just like that, your life is handed over to the church. You think you're going to a place of peace, holy prayers, and gentle sisters? You're wrong. You've just checked into a prison where the walls are made of stone and the rules are written in cold, unyielding iron. Today, we're looking at what it really meant to be a nun in the Middle Ages. Spoiler alert, it's not the serene life the paintings try to sell you. You arrive, and the first thing they do is shear your hair. It falls to the dirt, and with it, your identity. You're given a habit, a heavy, scratchy wool sack that becomes your second skin. You wake up at 4 a.m. to a bell that sounds like a death knell. If you're late, you're not getting detention, you're kneeling on cold stone until your legs go numb. The abbess is a woman carved from ice who seems to believe that comfort is a sin, unless it's her own. While you're scrubbing floors until your fingers bleed, you watch the powerful figures across the courtyard eating salted meat and warm bread. They call it sacrifice. You call it starving to death. Now, let's talk about the uncomfortable truth, the part they skip in the history books. You might be wondering about the unfair treatment and the dark power dynamics of the time. Was this normal? Was it accepted? In this world, normal is a dangerous word. The truth is, the convent was a place where absolute power resided with those in charge. When a powerful figure within the church claimed to counsel you during a punishment, it wasn't an act of kindness. It was a cold, calculated transaction. You were forced to seek his guidance, and you quickly realized that his so-called mercy came with a heavy, unspoken price. You realized that in this holy prison, your autonomy was being stripped away. You were treated as property rather than a person. If you tried to resist, you were accused of being the one at fault. If you spoke up, you were labeled a troublemaker. You learned to stay silent and keep your head down because you knew that in a place built on fear, you had no voice. The abbess knew exactly what was happening behind those stone walls, but she chose to look the other way to protect her own standing with the men in power. Then, the worst happens. You realize you are carrying a burden that the convent will never forgive. You're not just a nun, you're an outcast. The abbess doesn't look at you with pity. She looks at you like you're a liability to be removed. You're dragged before the villagers, the same authority figures who claim to guide you, stand there looking untouchable, pointing their fingers and shouting about your dishonor. Your own existence is used as proof of your guilt. You are forced to bear the weight of their judgment. And then, the final blow: banishment. You're tossed into the world with absolutely nothing. You end up in the outskirts, living in a hut made of mud. You raise a child in poverty, constantly looking over your shoulder. You become a survivor. And when the Black Death finally takes you, they don't even remember your name. They toss you into a mass pit with everyone else. History books love to talk about the pious maidens and the radiant virgins. But they never talk about you. They never talk about the thousands of women who were used, discarded, and erased by a system that treated their existence as a footnote. So, next time you see a picture of a peaceful nun in a medieval painting, remember, the silence you see isn't prayer. It's a warning. Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the gritty, untold stories of history, make sure to hit that subscribe button.